It started as a normal sleepover. My friend Emma and I were bored and decided to play hide and seek, just like we did when we were little. The house was empty, her parents were out for the evening, and the dim glow from the living room lamp cast long shadows down the hallway. I was determined to find the perfect hiding spot, somewhere no one would ever think to look. That's when I noticed that the door to her bedroom closet was just slightly ajar. It seemed perfect, small, dark, and private. I slipped inside, crouching behind the hanging clothes. The wooden floor creaked under my weight, and I could hear every sound. The hum of the heater, the soft tick of the clock, and the distant muffled giggle of Emma counting down in the hallway. I had hidden there for maybe a minute when I started feeling it. The uneasy, creeping sensation that I wasn't alone. My heart thumped so loudly I thought she might hear it, but the room was silent, except for the faint scratching of the hangers as I shifted. That's when I saw it. A pale hand, impossibly thin, slowly sliding across the crack of the door from the outside, closing it inch by inch. I froze, thinking it was Emma trying to scare me. But something about the hand was wrong. It was too pale, the fingers were too long, and the skin was almost translucent. I felt a chill going down my spine. Emma wasn't supposed to be in the room yet. I whispered her name, my voice catching in my throat, but no answer came. Only the slow movement of that hand, deliberate and patient, like it knew I was watching. Panic clawed at me. I tried to push back, but my arms felt heavy and I was unable to move myself. The door was nearly shut now, leaving just a sliver of light for me to see. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone, swallowed by the tight, suffocating space. Then it stopped. The hand lingered, hovering just outside the slit. I don't know how long I stayed there, frozen in terror, listening to the silence pressing in on all sides. Eventually, I forced myself to crawl out, stumbling into the room, heart pounding. Emma came running in a minute later, laughing and asking why I'd disappeared so fast. I didn't tell her about the hand. I never have. But every time I pass that closet now, I feel the same chill, the same unshakable dread, as if it's waiting, just behind the door, waiting for me to look again. It started as a simple game, a sleepover with friends, playing hide and seek in my aunt's old house while her parents were out. I wanted the perfect hiding spot, somewhere no one would think to look. I ran down the hall past the living room and the stairwell and found a guest room at the end of the corridor, its door slightly ajar. Curiosity got the better of me. I pushed the door open and froze. The room was lined with mirrors on every wall, reflecting dim light from the hallway in endless, overlapping images. The floor creaked under my feet, and as I stepped inside, careful not to make a sound, a silent dread began to overtake me. The mirrors multiplied everything. The flicker of my movements, the shifting shadows, and the faint whisper of the heater. I crouched behind a tall, standing mirror, thinking I had found the perfect spot. I could hear my heart beat loudly in my ears. I forced myself to breathe slowly, listening to the muffled laughter and counting from the hallway. Then I noticed that one of the reflections wasn't moving. I shifted slightly, and every other image mimicked me perfectly, except that one. It stayed still, staring, its eyes locked on me. At first, I thought it was a trick of the light, a warped angle or something. I leaned closer to get a better look. The reflection didn't blink. It didn't breathe. It just waited. I felt a cold draft brush the back of my neck. I stepped back, trying to convince myself it was nothing, but the silence in the room pressed down on me. Then slowly, the reflection started smiling, deliberately in a grin that I hadn't made. My mind screamed that this was impossible, yet my eyes couldn't look away. The door creaked behind me as a gust of air slipped in, but when I dared to glance at the door, the reflection was still grinning. I bolted out of the room, slamming the door behind me, gasping for air in the hallway. My friends never found me that round, and I didn't tell them why. Even now, whenever I pass that guest room, I feel that same cold draft, the same sense of being watched. And sometimes, in the corner of my eye, I swear I see a shadow lingering, just beyond the glass, waiting. It started like any ordinary evening. The neighborhood kids had gathered in the cul-de-sac, running around and laughing, playing hide and seek until the sun dipped behind the houses. My son, Liam, was particularly competitive, always looking for the perfect hiding spot. The game lasted longer than usual that night, shadows stretching across lawns, the air heavy with the smell of freshly cut grass and autumn leaves. Eventually, the other kids grew tired and started heading home. Liam insisted he wasn't done yet. He wanted one last round, claiming he could hide so well no one would ever find him. I smiled, thinking he was exaggerating, and waved goodbye to the other parents. The street emptied, leaving only the echo of their distant chatter. Hours later, I assumed he had given up and returned inside on his own. But then my phone buzzed. It was a message from one of the other kids' mothers. It said, "He's still in the house. He doesn't know we've stopped looking for him." I dropped my phone in panic. The house was silent, but the silence seemed different now, like something heavy and oppressive was making the air itself grow thick. I called out Liam's name in a shaky voice. At first, nothing. Then, I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps, moving closer. Not hurried, not playful, but patient, almost knowing. I frantically checked every room. The closets were empty. There was no one under the beds either. The kitchen, the living room, I couldn't find anything. And yet, I could hear someone, or something, moving just out of sight, following me silently from room to room. As I was passing the hallway mirror, I thought I saw a shadow duck behind the staircase railing, too tall to be Liam and too still to be a child. My hands trembled as I tried to call his name again, louder this time. My phone vibrated once more, a new text from the same number. "He's closer now." I don't know how long I stood there, paralyzed by fear, staring into empty rooms that seemed alive with something watching. By the time my husband got home, the house was silent again, and Liam was finally at the door, tired and grinning, insisting he had just been hiding in the pantry the whole time. I wanted to believe him. I had no choice. But every night since, I hear faint footsteps in the hallway, long after Liam is asleep. And sometimes, my phone buzzes with a message from a number I don't recognize, with words I can't explain. He's still hiding, and I don't know if anyone is looking.